Hi Polly, this video is going to cover some Grade Center basics for seated instructors who want to use Blackboard for their grading. Now in seated courses you will have some assignments that students complete for points that they complete in class, like a class discussion or participation in an activity, or they may work on a paper and then hand it in physically in class. But for assignments that you would like students to submit electronically through Blackboard, that's handled a little bit differently. So let's start in our lessons area. And to create an assignment link that students will use to submit their work electronically, under the Assessments menu, you would click Assignment. You would give the assignment a name, provide instructions to students. You could attach a file. For instance, if you had a set of questions that you wanted students to answer, you could provide that in a file attachment here, and then they could download those items and respond to them with their own file submission later. So we're going to attach just a random file that I have there. You want to add points to it. You can add a grading rubric if you're using rubrics for grading in Blackboard, and you can find out more about using rubrics in Blackboard at this link here. You can allow students a single attempt to submit, unlimited attempts, or a specific number of attempts. You can also set the date availability. If you want to limit that to a specific amount of time, you just need to check the boxes and set the date and time here. You can also set a due date, which will appear on the course calendar so that students will know when their assignments are upcoming. Once you have your settings selected, click Submit. And you'll see this is how the assignment link will appear to students. They'll be able to click on the link and upload a file. For more information about what students see when they submit their assignment files, check out this link here. Now if we go into the Grade Center and Full Grade Center, we'll see the link to that sample assignment here. This course doesn't have any students in it, but if it did, they would show up along here in the roster, and when they submit an assignment, it would be visible in this column. Now for assignments that students are going to participate in class for or physically hand in a piece of paper instead of doing it through Blackboard, you can create a column. You would give the column a name. Provide a description if you would like. Choose your display for the column. You have two display settings here. A lot of people do score and percentage, or percentage and letter, or score and letter. You can use whatever combination of options suits you. If you're using weighted grades, you'll want to select the category here. More on weighting grades can be found in these tutorials. Set the number of points possible here. Again, you have the option to add rubrics. Again, you set the due date here. The remaining options are about Grade Center calculations, and they should be left to default. Click Submit, and you'll see that's a sample in-class assignment, and those both calculate into part of your total. Okay, now for grading assignments, you have a couple of different options. For assignments that were submitted into Blackboard, you can go to the Needs Grading screen and you'll see a listing here, and you can click on that and see the assignment. You can also go into the Full Grade Center and you'll see an exclamation point indicating items that were submitted through Grade Center. Now, if the student had also handed you an assignment in class or participated in an in-class activity, Blackboard isn't going to know about that, so that won't be indicated. So those you'll have to keep track of outside of Blackboard. So to access the sample assignment work the student's done, you can go through the Needs Grading and click on the link there, or you can click on the drop menu on that student's attempt and click the attempt with the date there so you can see if they've accomplished that on time. The student's work, provided it's a PDF or a Microsoft 2007 or later document, will display in the preview window. If it doesn't display, you'll simply see a little icon, but you will be able to download the file. You can download the file and provide markups and comments on the file itself and reattach it to students here, or you can use the inline grader function to provide comments to the student on the document. You can also provide general feedback in this box here. This feedback will show up in the student's grades area. The comments here will not show up in the grades area. The student will have to click from the grades area onto the assignment link to come to this screen where they'll see it. You can also draw nice smiley faces. You would enter points from the inline grading screen, which is what we call the screen that we're looking at here, in this area. And it will return you back to Grade Center when you click Submit. Now, if you would access the attempt from the Needs Grading screen, it would simply go to the next item that was in the Needs Grading screen. So if you're working on assignments that students submitted and you have your stack of papers and you're making your comments and you've put the score at the top, you can come in here, find the right student, simply click in the cell and enter the amount of points. Whoops, that's probably a little high for that assignment. From the grade detail screen, you can see information about the due date of the assignment and when the assignment was completed. You can manually override a grade if the grade was automatically graded. Now this column, of course, was an in-class assignment, so it won't be automatically graded, but you can still use this area to overwrite the score. Let's go back to the full grade center. And those are the basics for entering grades and creating areas for grades to flow into for assignments inside Blackboard and assignments outside Blackboard. For more specific information on Grade Center, check out these tutorials. And if you don't see something covered there that you need information on, just let me know and I'll get it out there for you.